Welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. Today I'm going to do an updated home and garage gym tour. Stay tuned. I want to do this updated tour today because I've picked up a lot of new and used strength training equipment since my last home and garage gym tour. And if you haven't seen that video, you may want to check it out because I do a mini review for all of the pieces of equipment that I had at the time. Also, I've featured a lot of new hacks on Instagram Reels that I haven't showcased on YouTube, so I want to present those today. And a lot of this equipment will be leaving soon, and I'll explain why later. And I also want to say, as a modest YouTube channel, I get asked to review a lot of equipment, everything from massagers to benches, and I turn down pretty much all of those requests because they're not something that I would use on a normal basis. And if you follow this channel for any period of time, you will see me using all of this equipment week after week and month after month. I'm going to start with my two pieces of Federal Fitness equipment. I took a chance on this company and it paid off big time. Basically, these machines are hammer strength quality without the hammer strength prices, and this is the bench press. And one of the reasons it's such a great machine is because the arms converge during the press. And the hack that I came up with here is to place yoga blocks between the frame and the arm so that I don't have to start with the handle so close to my body. And then when I'm ready to press, the blocks fall to the ground. Here's the supinated Federal Fitness pull down. I've attached the Angles 90 grips to these handles because I feel I can get a better grip and move more weight with the Angles 90s, but this is another great machine that works the body isolaterally. Because the hot water heater is pretty unsightly, I've hidden it with a large piece of cardboard and a fringe sport banner, which I think is 8x3 or 8x4. In order to free up floor space, I had to do something with my storage shelf, so I hid it back here behind these curtains, and I call this hole control. On the top shelf, I have a couple of bins of things that don't get used very often. A curl bar, the knockoff mag grips, a pull down bar. There's the squat bar for the lever gym, as well as the low rope foot plate. Here are some additional attachments, including the Prime Fitness spreader bar, and there are the Rogue add-on change plates. And here is the Rogue Rhino. In my video, my top 6 pieces of home gym equipment, this was my number 1 piece, and it is still my number 1 piece of home gym equipment. It is the best made piece of equipment that I have, and the size of these wrenches to assemble it explains it all. Just for some perspective, here are the bolts compared to my hand. On the Rhino, I swapped out the carabiner that comes with it because it's oddly shaped with a carabiner from the Squat Max MD. I also have a 3x4 stall mat on the platform that did require me to cut out the corners and a place for the pulley, but now the platform has some grip. And I do have the Rhino facing out, which eliminates the option of doing rows, but it does save some space. Since my last tour, I've gotten into some of the older equipment, starting with this Nautilus pullover. I never thought I would have one of these in my house, and I paid a pretty penny for it, over $3,000. But I wanted a piece of history, a piece of equipment that could date back to the days of Arthur Jones and Mike Mincer, and now I finally have it. And I love this machine. It feels super effective. My next Nautilus machine is the next generation torso arm machine, and this might sound crazy, and it may be too early to make this statement definitively, but I think I like this machine better than the Nautilus pullover, and I paid $200 for it off of Craigslist. And it is a phenomenal machine because not only does it work the back, it also works the abs and chest as you crunch forward. And after my first time using it, I woke up the next day with soreness in my chest that lasted for 4 days from this exercise. Next, as this gym continues to grow, I'm trying to bring more commercial grade equipment in here, and here I have the Cybex Eagle abductor-adductor machine. I really only got this machine for the adductor portion of the exercise because I want those big old inner thighs. Here's the PowerTech leg press. I've had 2 of these over the years, and I think it's really hard to find another leg press that matches this quality at this price point, and I've come up with one hack using the Angles 90 grips that I think greatly improves the function of this machine. When I'm going really heavy on this machine, I don't feel like the handle placement is perfect, so instead of grabbing the handles, I grab the Angles 90 grips, and then when I push off, the handles fall out of place, and then I perform my leg press. And then when I'm done, I let go of the Angles 90 grips and then move the handles back into place. For the PowerTech lever squat, these arms get in the way and sometimes I crack my head on the weight horns. So one option is to just put a 2x4 there, and that gives me a little bit of clearance. Also with the lever squat, you'll notice that I have 2.5 pound plates on the safeties. The safeties aren't adjustable, so this is the next best option. So if I am on this machine and I reach failure, those 2.5s let me stop here instead of much lower where I would be without them. Also, with this machine, I no longer squat up and down. Instead, I push back, trying to make this much more like a pendulum squat. Here are my set of fixed dumbbells going all the way to 100. The 100s are new to me, and as I've mentioned before, this old school set of fixed dumbbells was passed down to me from my dad, and there I have the Titan Fitness band holder. Over here I have the Titan Fitness Preacher Girl version 2, which is an extremely well-made bench. And over here I probably have the greatest bench of all time. This is another piece that was handed down to me from my dad, and it's just an old school incline bench, which I painted black with bedliner paint. Here is the PowerTech Roller Smith machine. I've had 3 PowerTech Smith machines over the years, and on this one I have the high-low pulley attached to it. Yes, I could have gotten the standalone pull down, but when this is attached to the Smith machine or the power rack or the half rack, it is rock solid. This has a 500-pound weight capacity. I have the selectorized stack, and you have the option to add plates here. And I do have one thing that I learned about this machine, even though I've already had 2 of this exact model, and I'll show you what that is now. For pull downs, I wanted to get this bar up and out of the way even further, so as I was getting ready to rig something up, I realized that there are holes there in the top of the frame. So the Smith bar latches into those 2 holes, and that allows it to be even further out of the way. Here is the PowerTech Compact Leg Sled. It's not really a leg press, and it's not really a hack squat. It's a hybrid of those 2, and it's one of the most lower back friendly leg machines I've ever used. To save space, I place the Squat Max MD inside of the PowerTech Power Rack. I don't do a lot of barbell work, but if I want to, I can use the Power Rack as a half rack. On my Power Rack, I have the landmine stand, the battle rope attachment, band pegs on the bottom and top. I had to drill into the frame for those top band pegs. I have 2 sets of J-cups, the dip bars that come with the Power Rack, the multi-grip pull-up bar that comes with the Power Rack, and the TRX attached to it. Also, I have my storage post down there. And for the Squat Max MD, there's the hip thrust add-on, the chest supported row, the seat that comes with it. And after having this for a while and comparing it to the Rhino, I can do more weight on the Squat Max MD compared to the Rhino. Moving on to the PowerTech Lever Gym, my most versatile piece of equipment, I've recently attached the bench back to the Lever Gym just to save space in my current layout, and also when the bench is attached to the Lever Gym, it provides stability to the Lever Gym as well as stability to the bench when you're using some of the attachments. Some people have complained that these bolt-on end caps will pinch their skin. You can always put the covers over them. I don't know if it's going to wear the cover prematurely, but I'm testing it out. For the leg curl, I always felt like I needed something to hold on to, so I took the storage post, flipped them on the inside, and now they offer a pretty good place to hold on during leg curls. I've shown this a few times. Some of these attachments are a little difficult to get in and out of the workbench, so you use a clothespin to retract that knob, and then the attachments like the leg press and the dip can go in very easily, and then when you're done, pull out the clothespin. Credit to William Austin. Another new hack that I showed a couple of months ago on Instagram is to attach to the lower cable and add a little variety and intensity to your push-ups. As a precaution, I've recently added a wristband under the nylon rope of the Angles 90 grip so that I don't tear the rubber handle on the Lever Gym when I'm doing rows. Another hack that I showed a while back is turning the Lever Gym into a pendulum squat. It's very important that you have weight on the weight horns as well as the cable system. And I go down and push back rather than up, so the 12-11 squat wedges don't slide on me. I place 2x4s behind them. Here I have the Titan Fitness seated stationary bench. This is my worst made piece of equipment. I can't believe this thing even left the warehouse in the condition that it did. However, it does get used quite a bit for how terribly made it is. And here I have the PowerTech Streamline Functional Trainer. I recently improved these pulleys. They didn't really have very much of a swivel, and I'll show you what I did to make it work. These pulleys would only swivel to about right there, so I had to cut this groove into each housing, and now I can almost get a full 180-degree swivel. Also, I do have some cable extensions coming that I'm going to attach onto here that I got from Amazon to further improve the angles that I can do with this machine. The PowerTech Streamline Functional Trainer has a 500-pound weight capacity. You can add the selectorized stack or simply load the weight horns. Back there I have my Yes For All 8-bar storage holder, as well as some old school bars that don't get used very often, like the tricep bar, the easy curl bar, and that Olympic bar. I also have 3 of Titan's bars, including the multi-grip, the hex bar, and the safety squat bar version 2. And here's another piece of commercial grade equipment, the Bodymasters MD216 low back machine. I never thought I would have a standalone lower back machine, but this is top of the line engineering. I got it for $500 off Craigslist, and I couldn't pass on it. I had to say goodbye to the tool banners and replace those with home gym hacks and reviews banners. Sometimes I get asked how long it takes to clean these gyms. Well, not very long with the Dyson cordless vacuum. I can basically clean all 3 gyms within 20 minutes. And then sometimes I get asked about my mirrors. I have them covered up right now. I got most of them off of Marketplace, and some of them people were even giving away for free because they were redoing their bathrooms. But trying to record with mirrors in the gym is a major pain because I'm constantly dealing with light sources and reflections. Before I move on to gym 2, I will admit that it is tight in here, but that's the trade-off. More equipment and less floor space, but that's probably why my shins and my forehead always get banged up, because I'm always running into equipment. Moving on to my Iron Master gym, this is an 11 by 13 spare bedroom with an 8-foot ceiling, so if you're tight on space and you want to start a home gym, this is proof that it's doable in a spare bedroom. I loved training in here last winter, but now that the weather's nicer, I am training out in my garage a lot more. Since my last Iron Master gym tour, I got the Quick Lock adjustable dumbbell system, and I couldn't be happier or more impressed with the quality. If I didn't have that fixed set out in the garage, this would be my dumbbell of choice from everything that I've read and seen. I got the 75-pound set with the heavy handle kit and the 120-pound add-on. They are just so exceptionally well made, top-notch quality. Also, in my Iron Master gym, I have an 8x10 signed by Mike Mincer. I have my Ronnie Coleman Iron Idol, my DVD collection, which includes all of the Battle for the Olympias, all of Ronnie's, and all of Jay's. I recently met Jay, which was really cool. And down a little bit further, I have all of my books, including some of my rare and hard to find books, Heavy Duty 1, Heavy Duty 2, Muscle in Minutes, and A Warrior Story by Dorian Yates. Here's the Iron Master Hypercore with the cable tower seat. Also new since the last tour is the Iron Master cable tower attachment. This has a 1-to-1 pulley ratio and a 250-pound weight capacity. The seat can be removed, and there are wheels on the bottom, so it can be transported very easily. This is perfect for someone who has a room similar to this and they don't have a lot of space, or they don't want a tower that drills into the wall. This is the Iron Master Ultimate Row Handle, and the cable tower attachment is tall enough to where I can get a full range of motion, even with an attachment that's as big as the Ultimate Row Handle. Here I have all of the amazing attachments for the Super Bench Pro and the vertical organizer, which is a great space saver. Here's the leg extension leg curl, the pull-up attachment, the sit-up attachment, which is probably my favorite. Back there I have the preacher pad, down there I have the head extension pad, and the newest one since my last tour is the seated press pad. The seated press pad attachment allows you to turn the Super Bench Pro into a very comfortable seated stationary bench that works great for curls and overhead presses. And here's the sit-up attachment connected to the Super Bench Pro. This attachment can be used for Nordic curls, split squats, sit-ups, and decline dumbbell work. And I have a video comparing this bench to the PowerTech Flat Incline Decline Bench. I think those are the two most versatile benches that you can find. However, when it comes to dumbbell work and pressing work, I think the Iron Master Super Bench Pro comes out ahead. Since my last tour, I got the Iron Master Ultimate Training Vest, and this thing is fantastic. And what I really like about it is that it can hold 80 pounds, and it takes the plates from the Quick Lock adjustable dumbbell system. Moving on to the IM2000, after having this for a while, I can confidently say this is the best Smith machine that I've ever used. It's dethroned what was the Goat Smith machine, the old school Cybex Smith. The reason it's better is because it's quieter, it's smoother, and it has 38 lockout points and a whole lot of attachments, which I'll show now. First, there's the amazing and highly adjustable Ultimate Chin-Up attachment, the pec deck, the landmine, band pegs, plate storage posts, and the IM2000 can be used as a high-low pulley. You can also add dip bars to it and make it a half rack with hooks and safety spotter arms. The Titan Fitness silencer pads are the only things in here that are not Iron Master, and these are extremely well made. I have these in here in case of an emergency, so if I'm dumbbell pressing and have to drop the dumbbells, I'll drop them on these instead of the hardwood floors. I almost forgot about the newest Mad Spotter hooks, so make that 2 things in here that aren't Iron Master. Now, I haven't used these a lot because my shoulder has been injured and I have been training outside, and when I am doing dumbbell work outside, I just drop them on the stall mats. But in here, I obviously can't drop my dumbbells on the floor, so I'll just hook them back on the IM2000 bar. I think these are a great tool for anyone who wants to start on the negative, or for anyone who doesn't want to pick their dumbbells up off the floor. Now, these come with a Velcro strap. The Velcro strap actually wraps around the dumbbell handle, and then you set that in here so that you don't have your handle resting on metal. And these are knurled, so it does feel a little more comfortable than the older 2 versions. Moving on to my bonus room gym. This gym is directly above the garage. It's 11 feet by 22 feet with an 8-foot ceiling. Originally, this was supposed to be a cardio room, but I continued to bring more and more strength training equipment in here, and over the last couple of years, a lot of equipment has come and gone from this room. At one point, I had the Rogue Abram GHD, I had the Titan Fitness Prone Leg Curl, and the Titan Fitness Hyperextension Bench. First up, I have the Titan Fitness Pec Fly Rear Delt Machine. This machine was in the attic for a while, but to rehab my shoulder, I pulled it back out, and it's actually working pretty well. And something else that I've done is I've taken the Grizzly ab straps and attached them to the handles so that I don't have to grab the bars. And this takes a lot of stress off of my forearms and shoulder. The hack for the ab straps also works great for the rear delt exercise, and Titan Fitness has come out with a version 2 for this bench, which fixes the range of motion for the rear delt exercise so you won't have to drill holes in here like I did. The Titan Fitness Seated Leg Extension Leg Curl is next. I got this machine back when it was $500. The price has jumped up considerably, and yes, there is a lack of resistance at the beginning of both exercises, and for $500 I think that's okay, but as the price continues to climb, it becomes less and less of a good deal. It can be hacked with a cable system, and as I've mentioned before, this is a bolt that fits into the frame of the machine. There is really no reason for this to be here, so you can unbolt that, and by doing so you can easily switch between the exercises without having to strip the weight off of the machine. Here is the PowerTech Hyper Crunch. This can actually be used as a 45-degree back extension, a horizontal back extension. It can be used for ab exercises, and it can also be used as a GHD, and I actually prefer this over the Rogue Abram GHD. Here's another new machine since my last gym tour. It's the PowerTech Chin Dip Assist. I had to hack this to improve the function of the machine. So what I did is I used 2x4s to elevate this bar and then attach the Angles 90 grips. And this gives me a more vertical movement. Here is the trusty Titan Fitness HP&D. As I've stated many times before, this is arguably the best made piece of Titan Fitness equipment. Here's the X-Mark Fitness Seated Calf Raise, which I painted black with bed liner paint. And here's the Titan Fitness Tibia Dorsey machine. I have the seated calf raise on carpet sliders so that when I'm ready to use this combo, I just slide it out and I superset my seated calf raises along with the Tibia Dorsey machine. And the seated calf raise is a great seat for the Tibia Dorsey machine. I have my cardio corner, which includes the Rogue Echo bike, which seldomly, if ever, gets used, the Concept 2 rower, the Concept 2 ski erg, which is my only weight-bearing piece of cardio equipment, and the most fun to use of all of my cardio pieces. And here I have the PowerTech VKR, which stands for vertical knee raise. It's great for pull-ups, dips, push-ups, and of course knee raises. With space being as tight as it is, I've had to move some pieces into the attic, and those pieces are the PowerTech Pec Fly attachment and the Titan Fitness Seated Dip. I'm not saying these pieces are bad, but they just don't hang with the other equipment that I have out. At some point, they may get moved back into the rotation, or I may sell them. I haven't decided. I would love to have more room just to put them back out for use. So what is the future of home gym hacks and reviews? I'm obviously very tight on space, and I am running out of room. So if I want to keep doing reviews, I only have a couple of options. Option 1 is to put a building on my property, which is going to cost a lot of money. Option 2 would be to sell most of this equipment and start over, and that's exactly what I'm going to start doing. And what I mentioned at the beginning of this tour, in order to keep this channel going, a lot of this equipment has to leave in order to make room for new equipment and new reviews. And a third option is to take over another spare bedroom, which is about the same size as the Iron Master gym, and convert it to a fourth gym, and I have to thank my wife for this one. Here are the two home gym hacks and reviews mascots, the Greyhounds, doing what they do best, relaxing. This garage is 22 feet by 22 feet with a 10-foot ceiling, and if it wasn't for this review channel, this would be all the space that I would ever need. I wouldn't need a second, third, and soon to be a fourth gym. And the reason I'm taking up all this space in this house, one, because I have a cool wife, but also I love doing reviews, I love strength training equipment, and hopefully I've helped some of you make your equipment purchases. This is not a job for me, this is just a side hobby, and I'm sure at some point I'll get a comment in the comments section of, when you gonna start using that equipment? Or, how come you ain't bigger with all that equipment? Well, truth be told, at one point in time, I was quite a bit bigger than I am now, and I wrecked my health eating all of those calories. My blood sugar went sky high, my blood pressure went sky high, and so I tried to bring down all of those numbers by doing intermittent fasting and by going vegetarian, and I lost a lot of muscle and I lost a lot of size, and over the last couple of years, I've been trying to bring it back, but bring it back as healthy as I can. I really hope you found this home and garage gym tour helpful. If so, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I'm also an affiliate for a lot of companies, including Rogue, PowerTech, Ironmaster, Fellow Fitness, and some others. If you check the description of this video, you can find all of those affiliate links, and some of those links can save you some money. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. And remember, if any of your equipment lacks, I've got the hacks. Take care, everyone.